Happy fall, reader pups. Welcome to the first fall reading diaries of the year. Ugh, I just got a shiver saying it. It's so cozy just thinking about it. I have 2 jelly cats for the fall, and I have a book that I'm reading currently. I'm reading If I Never Met You by Vari McFarlane. You might be thinking, have I clicked on the same vlog again? She was reading Vari McFarlane in her previous vlog, but no, I'm just binge reading all of her books ever. These are the other 3 that I've read this year, and I gave all of them 5 stars. Pretty crazy. So I thought I would start this reading vlog with reading it. I've actually been reading it all day, and I only have like 50 pages left, I think. It's fake dating trope, which is such a good trope. I think it's one of my favorites, actually. It's gotta be like top 3 favorite romance tropes. But the goal for this week is just to be cozy, read a lot of books, do some journaling, do cozy fall things. Just read books and sweaters. That's like cozy fall vibes to me. I think I'm gonna finish this book, and then I will review it and tell you what it was about. Good morning, it's the next day, and I thought I would really kick off today by trying to force myself into the fall spirit, because I think it's gonna be October by the time I post this, but as I'm filming it, it's still it's not hot, but it's not fall in Texas yet, so I kind of have a harder time getting into the fall spirit. I'm gonna just have a list of things, and we're just gonna do them, and we're gonna force our way into it. I just applied some fake nails. I don't know if I like the color or not. They're holographic, so like at a very certain angle, they're the color I want, and that at other angles, I feel like I look 70 years old wearing them, but it's fine. I ended up finishing If I Never Met You by Vari McFarlane. I binged it all in one day. Her books are the most bingeable books of all time. Literally, this is the 4th book, and every single time I read one of her books, I can't do anything else other than read it, and it was so fun. This one, her partner, who she's been with for over a decade, breaks up with her out of the blue. She doesn't know why, and they both work at the same law firm, and you find out some more stuff about the breakup. It was not just merely a little let's go our separate ways vibe. There was a little bit more to that story, and she starts to, actually I can't remember why they start fake dating. There's another guy who works at her law firm who's known as the womanizer. He's always been single, he's always seen out with everyone pretty much, and they strike up a deal to fake date because he wants to become a partner at the law firm, but the people think that he needs to be a more stable relationship type of guy to be more trustworthy, and she wants to get back at her ex for dumping her, plus the other stuff that I don't want to spoil. So they start fake dating, and it's just done in Vari McFarlane fashion. It's so good. I just love fake dating so much. So I feel like this one would be a 4.5 out of 5. Maybe my first one that's not 5 stars from her. I almost just want to give her like an auto 5 stars because there's really nothing that I didn't like about it. I just don't think I connected as deeply with the story as some of the other ones that I've read by her, but I highly recommend it. I recommend all of her books. And then I started a reread of Funny Story by Emily Henry. I read this when it came out in April or May, and I've just been thinking about it ever since because I feel like it honestly gives very strong fall vibes. They go to the winery that Miles works at. They go shop for some fruit on the side of the street. I guess you could argue that that's a little bit summer-ish. Camera died, but I'm back. I was saying that I am doing my reread, and I got to page 85. I'm rereading this one slowly just for the vibes and to really soak in every single scene. So I'm not just gonna try to read it straight through. I'm gonna read it while I read other books, which, speaking of other books, the next one I'm gonna read, I'm so excited. I think this one officially comes out tomorrow, but she sent it to me with the sweetest note. I actually almost cried reading this, but it's Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I'm obsessed with this yellow spine, but this is the sequel to Better Than the Movies, which is one of my favorite young adult romance books. One of my favorite books ever, probably. I just think it's the sweetest, cutest, most alive book I've ever read. Like the movie references and the songs that play while they hang out. I don't know. Everything about it is perfect. Wes and Liz, I'm so excited to see more of their story. I think they're going to college in this one, and it's pretty crazy to start off a book where they're already together, so I'm really curious where she's gonna take it. Everything about this, like the art on the book is so adorable. Like, look at this. That is too cute. All of her books are just too cute. She wrote me a letter, and she said, for my favorite future author. That made me shed a tear. Like, she is so kind to me, and I love her so much. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read this book. This is gonna be cozy because I love the book, so we're considering it fall vibes. I mean, let's just get into it, shall we? I need to see what the first chapter is. Gosh, this book is just adorable. It's perfect in every way. All right, let's get into it. Good morning. morning. I'm on page 153 of Nothing Like the Movies, and we're gonna have a nice little morning reading session. It's actually October 1st, which is kind of unbelievable. It just does not feel like October to me yet, but we will feel like it's October and fall by the end of this video. It is much later now. I'm on page 326. That's insane. I've been plowing through this book all of today, and it's so cozy and just, it's such a sweet vibe. They're in college. It's just cute. I will say, there is a backstory to Wes that we get, or not a backstory. It happened kind of recently to him, and that part is sad, and there is a lot of emotional depth being added to these characters, I feel like, because we got a lot of that for Liz in the first book, and I feel like this book is much more about Wes's growth through what happened to him, and a lot more about his baseball and all of that stuff. But I'm going to a concert tonight. I never go to concerts. It's hard for me to want to go to them unless I'm like a super fan, and I'm going to a Clairo concert tonight because I am kind of a super fan. So this is my outfit. I feel like she always wears white shirts, which is what inspired this, and I'm going to it. It starts at 8 p.m. So nothing like a little late night concert to bring in the fall on October 1st. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to that, and then I'm gonna finish the book when I'm probably back the next day. Not tonight. It'll be a late night. Good morning, guys. I am back from the Clairo concert. Obviously, it's the next day. It was such an amazing concert. It was sitting down the whole time. So chill. Beautiful 70s set. Over the head earphones like she was in the studio. It was just great, and I love her. So that was very fun. But today, it's gonna be even more fun because my friend Sarah is in town. You guys probably know Sarah. We've done a bunch of collabs together, and Destiny already lives in town. We're gonna get together today, probably end up at the bookstore. Just some fun activities while she's here. She's gonna come over, see the library for the first time. Stayed in her house so many times and seen her library, and she's never been able to come over. And she's gonna be Spock bites new people, so she probably won't be getting too close. But before I do that, I want to update my reading journal because I have not put in the books that I read for August here and September. The months are just flying by a little bit too fast for me. And then I want to put in my fall TBR so that I have something fun to like check off throughout the season, which leads to our sponsor, Book of the Month. I've worked with them so many times that you guys probably already know by now, but they are a monthly subscription service where they have a team of experts who read a bunch of different books and choose the ones that they think that we'll like best. And they're usually not wrong. I've found so many new books from them because they usually choose debut authors or people I've never heard of before. So it comes in this little box. And this month I chose The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd-Jones. I don't know the author. I don't know anything about it, but for fall, I love a good fantasy. And this one just looks so cozy, and it takes place in the woods, and a game takes place, which I feel like I just haven't read a good fantasy with a high stakes game involved, and that is definitely my book type. So I'm very excited to read this one. They also have Sally Rooney's new book, which I'm so excited for, Intermezzo. I've read Normal People and Conversations by Friends by her. Obviously, you probably know who she is. She's very famous, and I'm excited for this book. I don't know what to expect. Sally Rooney books are always a little bit on the interesting side in one way or another somehow, but for a limited time, you can get your first book for $5 with code PUMPKIN, which is crazy because these are really nice hardbacks. And if you don't like any of the picks for a certain month for whatever reason, you can just skip, no charge. I love checking my app every month and seeing what all the new book picks are. The app is just a very nice, sleek design. It's overall just a really great experience, and I found so many new authors by them, especially with fantasy. I don't necessarily know my taste that well, so I just trust whatever they choose, and then I figure out my taste through that. I'll leave the link in the description. Don't forget to use code PUMPKIN to get your first book for $5. Let's do the reading journal now. I have this book from last year's pick, The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, which I always see people recommending for fall, so I think I'm gonna put this in the fall TBR. Look who's in town. Doesn't talk. Yeehaw. Look who lives in town. Yeehaw. We're at Book People, a little local joint. It's bigger than I thought. I think it's one of the biggest local bookstores in America. Hey! Hey! Sarah saw the book room. Okay, we're gonna try to get Spock to like them.
I'm not making eye contact.
I'm not making Spock. He's looking at me. It's like Jurassic Park.
He has to like do like a thorough investigation.
It's like being in TSA.
Do you like them? Okay, we have a haul from Book People. Sarah didn't get anything. What did you want though?
I wanted to get Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
Anything
else?
else?
They're like sold out everywhere.
Paul was not planning on getting this at all. I got Emma of 83rd Street because it was one of the staff picks and I've always wanted this book and I've never gotten it. So I feel like I'm kind of in my...
Sorry, he put his head on me and he has his paw on you and this is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I know, it's so funny. But I feel like I'm in my literary fiction romance era. So I also got Who's That Girl by Vari McFarlane because the new book that she just published is the second one in a series and this is the first one. But I think she made this one in like 2014, like very long time ago. That's my haul.
Who's that girl? It's Jeff.
What's your haul?
Okay, my haul is, me and Haley were talking about this. My Brilliant Friend. This was on the New York Times, the top 100 list that came out, and this was the #1 best book of the century. And so I'm very intrigued on reading it, and Gwyneth Paltrow has a review on the front.
Huh.
Here we are, book club.
Buddy read.
And then I also got Immortal Dark, because I see a lot of people talking about it right now, and it has this little cool sprayed edge, which I've never actually like read a book with the sprayed edges. And that's the haul.
Now I'm gonna see your library this week and then we will have gotten all of they're like gems that you unlock.
Yeah.
We've unlocked everyone's
I've
library.
been in every single library.
I know. We're gonna go eat dinner together at a local joint. All the local joints today. It's the next day and I spent a lot of it finishing Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter and it was so cute as per usual. This one, the first book, is the OG. It's just the best. It's 5 out of 5 stars and I love this story. Reading this one made me want to reread this one. That's crazy. She talks about UCLA and getting a minor in the music industry in this first book and then in this book she's actually trying to pursue that. I feel like this first book is Liz's story and then of course we add Wes to the end of her story, but this book really feels like his story. We have some sadder elements and we have a backstory as to why he had to drop out of college and why they broke up, and most of the book is him just openly groveling after her. It's not like a secret that he wants her at all, which I thought was really cute. And I feel like this book is also a really fun way to explore what happens after the romance books that we normally read where we just assume that they lived happily ever after, especially because they are in high school in this book. It probably is realistic that you might break up before college and what would happen if that did happen, and I thought it was just really sweet. I really liked the college setting of it as well, but I definitely do think this one is for the fans. Like if you're not a mega fan of this book, then I feel like people will refer to this one as like an extended epilogue type of thing, but I just love the character so much, especially when it's Lynn Painter. I had a great time. I think I would give it like 4.25. It gives my heart that sparkly feeling. I just love her writing so much and I'm so glad that this is finally out and I'm obsessed with the spine. But there's also a cover from Barnes & Noble that I had no idea was coming out and it's like burnt orange and it just looks fall-esque. So I kind of want that one too, which people ask me sometimes, where is it? People ask me why I have 3 copies of Betting on You and oh gosh, I have 4 copies of The Do-Over. That was completely on accident. I got sent some of them, pre-ordered some of them on accident, but hey, it's Lynn Painter, my favorite queen ever, so I'm fine with supporting her that much. And then I did finish the spreads that I said I wanted to in my reading journal. I completed the books that I read in August and then I actually used some markers that Ryan just had laying around to color this stuff in, but they do bleed through the paper as you can see here, which is pretty unfortunate because the colors are really cute, but yeah, I can't really be doing that all the time. And then for September I read 5 books, so I just put them in the corner here and then made this the October opening spread page with this Leve book club sticker that she sent me, which is insane and it's really beautiful. And then this is what I landed on for the fall TBR. Printed out as many books as I could think of and then I put them here with hearts as check boxes and then I used those markers at the top again, even though they probably will bleed through. I feel like it was worth it for the color palette. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe it wasn't worth it for the color palette because that's so much bleed through. I might have to just make that page like a cutout of the sticker paper and then write over it. That's crazy. It went through like 3 different pages. Okay, so probably won't be using those markers as much anymore, but I also just realized that I ripped off my press-on nails that I did earlier in this video because I was trying to learn a song on the guitar. I randomly bought a guitar this year and was trying to teach it to myself. I can't do any of the frets if I have the nails on, so I ripped those off. I was learning Amoeba by Clairo because after that concert, fell in love with that song. But I get to see Sarah and Destiny again tomorrow. We're gonna paint pumpkins, which will probably go into a different vlog, but we have new books from this book haul in this video, and then I'm still doing my reread of Funny Story. Still on page 85, but I'm obsessed. I just want to keep reading it slowly and really commit it to memory. You know, I read Beach Read twice or 3 times. I can't remember actually. And I read People We Meet on Vacation twice, so now I'm reading this one for a second time. That is all for my first fall reading diaries. I hope this helped you get into the fall spirit, it still just does not feel real, but it's going to soon. Soon the weather will turn, and I will wish I didn't say this because when it gets gloomy, it's a little bit rough, but I will see you guys somewhere else on the internet. Bye!